Moving on to Kansas City hosting the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore coming off of a tough Monday night performance against the Lions. They are going to be 2.5-point favorites on the road at Kansas City. Money line for Baltimore -150, Kansas City +130, and the over-under is 48. Not too often you see Kansas City home dogs twice in 3 weeks. Raider Jim, your thoughts? Baltimore heading to Kansas City as favorites.
Both have to acknowledge and recognize in a number of years. And again, not to take away from the game we're talking about, but kudos to the Detroit Lions. The offensive line put on an absolute clinic, and it was what a wonderful thing to watch. It was great. I was texting out to the Raider Nation saying, what did I tell you? You could that 98.5-yard drive, 9 minutes long, was a masterpiece. Anyway, let's get on to Baltimore at Kansas City. Kansas City, guess what? And behind the curtain. Now he's exposed. Now everybody knows who the man is talking into the microphone. First thing the Kansas City could do to help themselves, get the next level tight end in there, the next round tight end. Because Travis Kelce last night, and I said, it's sad because I liked Antonio Gates as a Charger. But when he was getting on in his career and they speed, he didn't have the yards after catch, and that's what you're going to start seeing with Kelce. And then Kelce, getting a little emotional with everybody on the sidelines. Well, that act's going to get real old. Leaves a little bit to be desired. So the receiving core is down. The defense is suspect. Baltimore is going to come out. Their offense is going to be able to move against the Chiefs. I think 2.5 points is being pretty generous. I might have gone 3.5. So I'll take Baltimore to cover on this one. I think that the tight end is going to be wide open and making some plays like he was. They didn't get the best of it, but they're not going to. Detroit did, and that's going to be the other big difference in this one. He's just going to run. If it's a track meet between the two quarterbacks in this one, this season, recover on this. Take the 2.5 just like it is. I'm going to go under, though, because I can see this more of a 27-17 game.
I think this is going to be a really fun game. I don't think it's as cut and dry as saying, loser is done or, loser is eliminated, because I do think there are two very good teams, very well-coached teams. I'm going to take the other side of this because I do think while the Chiefs are boring, for lack of a better word, I do think they have still that mystique about them. And when it comes down to it, the Ravens are, when the game is on the line, it seems like the Ravens always find a way to fumble it away, or some questionable decision. And it's kind of the opposite with Kansas City. Kansas City, just a couple years ago, it was almost comical that they go down 10 and they're like, okay, now they got them right where they want them. I don't think that's gone too much from Kansas City. Obviously, the injuries have been an issue, but if there's one coach that I think can kind of gloss over it, I do think it's Andy Reid. I don't know. I think that the Chiefs they're like Michael Myers. Just when you think, all right, we dropped a tow truck on him. Surely there's no way he could have survived, his hand twitches. That's kind of how I feel like with the Chiefs. I'm not ready to pronounce them dead just yet. I think they actually get this win here. It would be pretty crazy to see the Chiefs not only go 1-3, but also lose back-to-back home games. That would be something we probably haven't seen since either early Patrick Mahomes days or Alex Smith, or even before that. I'm not sure. Arrowhead has always been a tough place to play. In terms of the over-under, I like the over. I think we are going to see some points being scored. It's not a desperation game, but I do feel like there is going to be desperate calls made because, again, neither of these teams want to be 1-3. 2-2 is a lot different than 1-3. So again, I don't think it's going to be Hail Mary, this is it type stuff, but you are going to see some desperation out there. But so give me the over in this one. I think it's going to be a really fun game. Hopefully this opens up the Chiefs offense. It kind of forces them to, but we'll see going forward in this one. I really do like the over and Kansas City money line.